is up, rockers and rollers? This is Ethan Shalloway and Chris Salona coming at you live from our home studios for another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. This is episode 78, which is pretty sick. And we always start off with a little daily check-in. So, Chris, how the hell are you, man? What's new? What's happening?
I don't really know how to answer that today, Ethan. To be honest, it's good to see you back here recording podcasts. Episode 78. I guess I'm fine. Once again, it's one of those periods of time where we're going to be really busy, and this is kind of our last best chance to get this episode done. So we're booking it, and I guess that's reason to celebrate. So how are you? How are we doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I just finished up some travel. I'm back in Alabama, my home base.
Oh, yeah.
I just finished some travel, and now I'm trying to get my stuff back together. And you're about to start traveling for the next couple weeks. And
yeah, I'm
stuff.
Be.
So
yeah,
it is a weird time. We definitely have some good stuff on deck.
Yes,
some really exciting stuff that I'm sure we'll talk about. But a little scattered right now. But I also feel like I'm back, which is great. You know, I do feel like
it was over for a bit, but now
it was over, but now I'm back. Yeah. So, and same thing, like I was kind of, we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but all of a sudden we stumbled upon greatness, and I'm getting a little bit of energy for this, and I'm kind of excited. So
I think
it's
so
all
too.
Good. I'm feeling ready.
That's good to hear. I think
it's a Thursday. The NFL is back today.
That's true.
Also,
yes, so
which I'm pumped about.
We're recording this on September the 8th. And today is the first day of the regular season for NFL, which we're really excited about. This episode's not coming out until the 19th, so once again, we are transmitting to you from deep into the past, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm fairly content. Yeah, things are good.
That's awesome. So today we're going to be talking about a few of our favorite music videos from the 90s. There's a few that stick out.
Totally.
And we're going to talk about it and, compare. Well, I like comparing the decades of music videos and stuff. And I feel like this had some good impact on music videos later, or at least it gives it, it creates a snapshot of, where production was and stuff. And I think it's so important. Like, we couldn't have these music videos for every time period of it would be weird if they'd be weird if or everything was psychedelic.
Yes,
it's kind of creepy. But
and a lot of the ones that we're going to be talking about, they wouldn't have established the same lore had they come out this year or last year in the last couple of years, because MTV does not propagate itself in the way that it did then. And all of these videos that I think we're going to be talking about they were inescapable on music television back in the 1990s, which we don't really have anymore. Have you ever watched MTV? Like,
no, not recently. No, but back in high school and stuff, I would go on and watch it when it was still good. VH1 I watched because that was kind of VH1 had a pretty good hold of, I don't know, the early 2000s music video times, and I feel like MTV was definitely bigger in the 90s, but we're going to get more into that later. But we do have some people to thank, some sponsors to talk about. I kind of want to start this off, actually, because this show is sponsored. This show is sponsored by, if you're watching the YouTube, we had a beautiful t-shirt show up at both of our doors from a really good friend of ours that we've worked with in the past. Brendan Acton, Backton Retro, Trees of Zion is his t-shirt line, and he sent us some awesome pins and stickers and out of the blue, and we love that. So we are rocking. Yeah, there he is.
Got some sticker action here.
So we're rocking him. We're very thankful to have people that do cool things like that. So shout out to you, Brendan. So that's where this episode is. In my opinion, this is his episode.
This is the Trees of Zion episode, absolutely. And in addition to fellowship and merchandise and creative talents being shared, Ethan, there's also some money that's changing hands here that helps to make this possible.
Oh yeah,
and that is that's the bread and butter here. That keeps this this enterprise rolling. And those people that are helping us exchange money from their pockets to ours are top level Patreon supporters. And they are Jamie Lynn, What the Fuck's Up Denny's, our number one fan from Australia, Wayne Staley, Carlene Salona, Seattle 4 fanboy from New Jersey, Fresh Tendonitis, Kitty Cooper, Brother Nature, The Blue Owl, Kara K, I Hate Your Mom, Shoe the Shoeless, Eddie Vedder Got Me Through My Second Divorce, Alex Long, Darian Riddle, Fuck Soup, Rachel Corning, Doug Endy, Jade Mercado, Black Hole Sean, Captain Hightop, Lauren Irene, Millie Release, Nikki Six, Marianne, Kayla Jean, Faith Bittner, Chris LSMS, Sonny Mashburn, and Alexis Shannon. So thank you for your monthly contribution to the Grunge Bible pot. We promise to spend it equitably and responsibly, and that is evidenced by this podcast showing up at your door every Monday. So once those stop coming, I don't know what to tell you, but we don't miss, Ethan. 78 for 78.
That's right. We should just set it up under Drew's name and just made a Patreon for Drew McFadden, our producers, so the money would go straight to him and we wouldn't have to send it over.
See, everybody always wants to know, where's all this money going? How are my tax dollars being spent? I mean, it's simple. Yeah. They go to Drew McFadden.
They go to Drew McFadden, WeTransfer, and then Podbean hosting.
And Podbean, those assholes.
Yeah, but
I'll probably get deplatformed for saying that, but what are you gonna do?
Maybe not. But hopefully, if you are listening and you'd like to help us, right now we plateaued a little bit. People, we need some people to step up here. We need to take the next step.
Yeah, we're talking to all of you out there.
Like we're trying to get a studio. We're trying to move in together in a studio and make this thing big. Drew's been yelling at us to get lighting for 2 years.
For 2 years.
He wants us to get an alternate camera angle. There's all this stuff that we want to do. So we need we need you guys to.
It's kind of crazy. So Ethan, we're just about 2 years. It's almost been 2 years since we recorded the first episode, because we recorded the first episode in January of 2021, and that was 21 months ago. So we're closing in on 2 years of being in the podcast game, and that's kind of
cool.
That's too long.
It may be a little bit too long, but it's cool. We love this. I mean,
we love this shit. We're back.
I mean, I think it's good experience. Like, I feel like
for what?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it is.
When we go into, we're going to go into like sports, broadcasting at some point, or
exactly. Yeah, we're going to be broadcasting Monday Night Football in a couple of years, or we're going to be
swinging a miss, retired the side.
We're going to be the new Kurt Loder on MTV, or George Stroumboulopoulos.
Heck yes. Oh man, and we digress. So let's talk about some music videos. Should we get into it?
Yeah, I think we should. So basically, what we decided to do, we just picked a couple from the era that we like. Some of mine are my favorite, and others I just think are significant. One of them in particular I just think is kind of funny and is a perfect microcosm of kind of what was going on in that era. But Ethan, what was some that you chose, or some that you were excited to talk about? What was kind of the rationale? Are they some of your favorite songs, or are the videos your personal favorites, or do some of the videos just kind of have one particular element that you really find to be interesting, or just bizarre, or funny, or entertaining?
Yeah, I think I picked the one was kind of, I thought it was ironic, and it just in my eyes it was just so perfect for the band to do it. It was Nirvana, one of Nirvana's music videos, and I just really like it. It's simple but effective, and I think that was great. And a few others, the stop animation that we used during the time is really impressive. I don't know if you ever had a class where you had to do that, but it's very tedious.
Can't say I have.
Yeah, it's one of those things where and there's some cool like clay figures and stuff, and
oh yeah,
I know that stuff is really cool.
Did you take a class or anything like that?
Yeah,
really. Yeah, so are you going to direct the Grunge Bible music video?
I would love that, dude. I had a telecom class. Nick was in it, and we had to do a bunch. We did a music video one time before, and we did a few different like skits and stuff. And but we start out with stop animation's pretty good. We did that in a photography class because it's all pictures and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I love this form of media, like music videos telling the story. It's so good. I wish that I kind of grew up. I mean, I don't wish I was older now, but it would have been nice to grow up during this time where the internet has not taken over, and music videos were important. I mean, they were really important to get the band's
easiest way to see the band
out. Easiest way to see the band and get it, on television. And I just think that, now you couldn't have, I guess, music today without the music in the 90s and stuff.
But but with
the music videos are different now. Like I like these stories. Like it's just different. And
I'm right.
And it can't be the same. Like if everybody was still doing the same type of music videos as back then, like they wouldn't be special. So
same reason why people don't make the same kind of music as they made back then. And I'm going to sound like an old curmudgeon here, but they don't make music videos like they used to. And it seems like they don't mean as much as they used to.
I think that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still I think good music videos, but I feel like the ones that we're watching, I feel like had a lot more depth and a lot more like, I don't want to say intelligence, but thought behind it, and kind of like, it was very important to them.
Absolutely. So I think we should get into it. And there's one that I want to shout out first, and we could discuss. And I think chronologically of the lot that we've chosen, it is the first one to have been released. So we're going to go back to Temple of the Dog's Hunger Strike music video. And this one, I just love it, man. They're just the gang is hanging out at Discovery Park, and they've got Matt Cameron hanging out in the weeds, and Eddie Vedder just in the middle of nowhere. And I just loved this music video just because of, I think, the setting in Discovery Park with the lighthouse over there and everything, and they're just
jamming out there on the sand.
It's great. And it's funny too.
Eddie's in the weeds.
And if I remember correctly, I think like with a lot of the camera shots that they did, they just kind of had the band out there like pretending to like play their instruments and like noodling over the guitars. And like there's one part, I can't remember if it was Stone or if it was Mike, but he is not doing at all the movements on the guitar that coincide with the part of the song that's being played. And I just love that. That kind of reminds me, Ethan, of back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of the bands would go on to those television shows, and they would play their songs, or they would record like a live performance, but they were just mimicking and just syncing along to a track. And Canned Heat Going Up the Country, they did one where I forget who was playing the flute. But
the Bear.
Yeah, Bob the Bear Height was playing the flute, and the backing track or the music track that they were just gonna kind of go along with started to play, and he had the flute in his mouth the wrong way, and he had to flip it around real quick. But the show goes on, and this kind of felt like a throwback to that. Obviously, it's not a super expensively produced music video, and I just think it's perfect for the time. It's perfect for the Temple of the Dog project, prior to Soundgarden and Pearl Jam becoming what they became in 91, 92, and so on. And I just think it's a perfect kind of like a before they were famous type thing. And I've always liked it. I want to go out there and play some guitar in those weeds.
Yeah. Yeah. In its like simplest form of video and just playing with the song, it just works. It's just so good. It got everybody together. Everybody's, you can, you just get to know the band a little bit because of it. And it's important. I really like that too. And sometimes the simplest are stick, and that
just like the Grunge Bible Podcast Studios, it's simple but it sticks.
Yeah, it's effective. We're dug in. That's a good one. I really do like that one. I mean, and the song is just so good too, so it's pretty easy, obviously.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, where do you want to go from there?
What's one on your list that you're fired up to chat about here?
Well, I'll bring up the so I chose In Bloom by Nirvana, and this is the black and white music video where they're up in front of a crowd of people, and for some reason I just love it because Kurt's hair is like combed over, he's wearing these big black glasses, everybody's prim and proper, and they're playing In Bloom, and the crowd, like there's a crowd track behind it the whole time, and they're all just cheering, and they cut to like the women and like the guys, and they're like well dressed. You know, it's a TV show, whatever.
Yeah, it's very
like,
Ed Sullivan-y.
And everybody's just like cheering the whole time, and it's not the music that they would listen to at the time, and it's ironic. And yeah, it's just really cool. And I think it won Best Alternate Video in 1993. And
yep, at one point,
like Kurt takes his guitar and throws it around. Him and Novoselic, they both throw their guitars around. Kurt's flies off, and it just kind of like derails during it, and the crowd continues to like cheer for it. It's just funny. Like I just think that it's so. It's just I just picture Kurt being like, "Yeah, let's do this," and tell him that.
And that's something about Nirvana, and I think the powers that existed around Nirvana and the people that came up with ideas and made decisions on how to present the band. They were funny. They had such a good sense of humor, and I think about I think it was in 1992 the cover for Rolling Stone where Kurt Cobain decided to wear that white T-shirt that said "Corporate magazines still suck," and it was a huge hit. Mark Seliger was the photographer, and then I think a year or two later he shot the band again, and as kind of a follow up to that, he had them all dress up in suits as if they were like corporate America. And I think the tagline for the magazine was, "Success doesn't suck," and just to kind of do a video like this where they were seemingly the hallmark for what the media was coining as like the Generation X alienation or whatever, and the distressed teen, and to kind of just pretend that they're on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964, where in the style of the time. I think it's so clever, and the people in the band and the people around the band were never short on ideas that were kind of that specific type of humor, and it just came off so well with them, and it's something I always appreciated about Kurt and about Nirvana.
Yeah, it's it's just funny. Dave's back there all like pinned up as well, and then they cut to it, and he's like wearing a dress then halfway through. Just like really funny. Yeah, it was a good one. It was simple, another simple music video. There's two, and I like that a lot too. Because some of these videos are not so simple, and they're very complex, and they're hard to understand. They're hard to understand, and there's a lot to unpack.
There really is. So I think much. We're gonna shift gears here, so we can go to Trippy World, or we can go to Claymation World next. Ethan, where do you think we should stop?
I know which both of them are. They're all kind of similar. I don't know. Let's get the psychedelic one. Black Hole Sun, obviously. Yeah, we've talked about this a few times, and Chris
Black
said,
Hole Sun, Heart Shaped Box. I think of those music videos together, and my notes for this music video is just what else is there to say. If you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you probably aren't listening to this podcast. So if you've seen it, and I just don't know. It's just one of the. I think with me, I've seen it so many times, and we've spoken about it together, both on the show and just as friends and fans off the show, that I kind of forget how jarring it is the first time somebody sees it, and just how bizarre that it is. Because now, I mean, if I watch it, I expect what's happening because I've seen it so many times. The fish on the counter and everything, and all the faces being distorted. Like I know what it is, but it's one of those things that everybody always says, if you could go back and listen to a song for the first time, how cool that would be to experience those emotions again. But if I could go back and watch this music video for the first time and experience the whatever thoughts ran through my head as the reel played, that would be interesting to experience again. But yeah, this one, not very many new or original thoughts on it. It's just, it's important, and for me, I can't think of that era's music videos without thinking of the Black Hole Sun music video.
Yeah, and one thing that they that I'll point out that maybe I haven't pointed out is like, the videos. Well, the two that we had before were all, all the band, I guess. But this one, like, it has the weird stuff. And then the classic, like, has the band playing with a backdrop, a green screen behind them.
Yeah. And the clouds are going by so fast.
Everything's going crazy. And, like, I feel there's a lot of videos where, like, it's like animation put in with, like, the band playing with something behind them going on that
Yep.
So it was a good mix of, randomness, and then you got to see the band too, which I think is always good. It's tough when there's a music video. Well, not tough, but I like seeing the band pop in and out and little bits. So yeah, that's a classic. You got to bring it up. You got to talk about it. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Everything has been said. I have it rolling on the side right here, and I'm like, the dude's combing his hair with the knife,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sign at the beginning, the end is nigh. I mean, which is that's always true. It's always just around the corner. But yeah, Black Hole Sun music video, very important. Another one, I think we should go to Claymation World now. Now that we made our obligatory stop, and I think for me, my first stop in Claymation World would be I Stay Away from Alice in Chains. I believe I spoke about this when we did our Jar of Flies episode at the beginning of this year. But yeah, it's just for me, I think the choice to present that music video with the claymation and kind of with the storyline of, the bus going to the circus and releasing the Jar of Flies and everything. It just ties in so well with how the music sounds and what the lyrics are and just the way the song is. I think it was the perfect choice. And the beginning of the video and you get the acoustic guitar at the beginning. That's one of my favorite acoustic riffs from the era, is the opening to I Stay Away, and it's just perfect. I love it, and I love the little claymation dolls of the band. I can't remember where, but they're on display somewhere. They might be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We've posted pictures of them before, and it's just kind of really funny cool. Because if I remember correctly, I think only Jerry's and Lane's look like them. And even still, they're claymation dolls. They're just caricatures, but it's always one I'll seek it out sometimes and watch it. And I don't do that. I don't do that with a lot of music videos anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I watch it, it's just so impressive because that stuff takes a long time. I mean, there's a lot of it's not easy to build these tiny sets for the to take all the pictures from, and they do a really good job of capturing so much. I love how they work the Jar of Flies in there. Obviously, that's just really cool. Like I said, It's another layer. It's all intentional.
Yeah, and I think something that needs to be said with music videos is I think I always forget, and I'm always fascinated by how awkward it must feel if the band is or just if people are in the music videos, and just how tedious that it is. Even with something like this, it's like you're just moving these things, ever so slightly. And then I think when we had the interview with Bexley, she was kind of talking about the music video, and you're just throwing your body around for hours and hours, and you're just doing these little movements, or you're just pretending to play your song over and over again. And it must feel awkward to kind of get into that and just lose the natural self-consciousness of the situation that must exist. And whenever I watch music videos where the band is prominently featured, it's just it's always interesting to me. And I think we'll talk about it a little later, but the official Jeremy video that got released, and Eddie Vedder's just kind of staring into the camera, singing the words, and he's got that little smirk on his face. I wonder how many times they had to do that take and how strange it felt because there was nothing else going on. It's all right, Ed, just look up here and mouth the words to Jeremy. It's just the human element of it for me has always been a little fascinating.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of them are they're musicians and they're not actors, and this
exactly
these videos are kind of movies and skits and stuff, and you have to be in the right character to make it work. So that's why I like when people go and get other people to be the main person. You know what I mean? It's not going to be to the people in the band playing the parts. If it's a story, too much of a storyline, they usually let somebody else do that because they can. And probably, I think that they liked seeing their music displayed from somebody else as well. I think that I would want to watch it be presented by somebody else and kind of feel it, from an outside view of that's my work, and somebody's showing it. That's pretty cool.
I agree. With that being said, I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention another claymation music video, one that is near and dear to our hearts, specifically your heart, Ethan, or your mind. And
The next one we got to go to the Tool's Sober music video, which is another claymation, and this one was it's about a dude I looked up some stuff about it as well, and just for fun, and I love this line. It says it's about a small humanoid who lives and sleeps in an abandoned mansion in a rusty room. And then it says sparsely decorated with a table, a chair, and a bed, and no mattress, and a curtain.
Fuck the mattress.
And a curtain as a blanket. And basically, this in the music video, he finds this like wooden box, and like he opens it, and this is like, you know, the music video or the song. It's just fun, like connecting the two medias, like the lyrics and then what it is. But he finds this box, he opens it, he gets all distraught. You don't know what it is the whole time. And then, like, you know, it just progresses of him like in agony or something, and then all of a sudden like they show the box and it's empty, and it's up to you to figure out like what it means. But we have a few screenshots that we would send back and forth, like, this is us, because it was like the dude, like, yes, you know, holding the box and just like like sitting on the chair, and you know, it's
leaning
clay
up against the pipe on the pole. Exactly. And I think those that sequence that we post and then the video as a whole, I think it's something we can all relate to.
Exactly. And it's open for interpretation, and I like that type of stuff. And Sober, I mean, that for a while, that song is that's one of my favorite Tool songs. You know, maybe a little cliche, but I mean, it's one of their hits for a reason.
But the cliches exist for a reason, exactly.
Yeah, I say, and I don't listen to Tool like an incredible amount. So like it just fits my world. You know, why can't we not be sober? So
yeah, I totally agree.
That's a good one. I like I said, claymation. It's just such a cool media and way to do it, and I love that these bands like, you know, did it and took the time. The I Stay Away one is really in depth and detailed, and this one also is really good. So yeah, they're worth shouting out.
Yeah, I totally agree. 100%. The next video that I'd like to talk about, that I just alluded to a little bit earlier when it came to the band members acting, is the Jeremy music video. Now there are two versions of this. The initial one was actually it was devised by Chris Cafaro. So back in the day, Chris Cafaro directed I believe it was his first music video that he directed. He raised the money himself because Epic Records refused to finance it because they didn't want to release Jeremy as a single at the time. So he financed the video himself, and they put it on and they made it happen. And it's really, really good. I think it's a really good kind of encapsulation for the way that Chris seemed to direct, and he also did the Dollar Bill video for Screaming Trees, which we're recording this on the 30th anniversary of Sweet Oblivion, so that's a nice little intertwining there. But then later on in 1992, Epic Records did decide to release Jeremy as a single, and with it, they made a new music video that Mark Pellington directed. And this is the one that obviously blew up on MTV, and I think the way that they used the music video to serve the message that I think Eddie Vedder wanted to get across is really impressive, and it's super cohesive. Now, Eddie Vedder, one of his quotes about, you know, that situation and Jeremy and suicide and everything was, you know, the best revenge is to live on and prove yourself and be stronger than those people, and you can come back. And in this music video, it starts and it ends with kind of the same description that flashes across the screen. It says 3:30 in the afternoon, an affluent suburb, 64 degrees and cloudy. And, you know, it's at the beginning of the video, and it's at the end of the video, you know, after the trigger is pulled. And it just kind of serves that message that, you know, the best revenge is to stick around, and nothing may change, you know, for your actions, which, whether or not you agree or disagree with it, I think it's a good example of kind of the music video serving the message of the song. And just the music video itself, especially at the end, I mean, very, very jarring. And I know that there's an edited version before the trigger's pulled, and then there's a unedited version, you know, with the blood kind of going everywhere. But one of the best examples, I think, of you know, just the way that the the video serves the song, and it serves the
this
serves the purpose for what's trying to come across. And it's a heavy watch. It's a really heavy watch. And I remember
it's a masterclass of a music video.
And Jeremy used to be one of those songs that we didn't get because we didn't know what it was about, and we never really took the time to listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics. Similar to, we used to always joke about Rooster by Alice in Chains, and Rooster and Jeremy were like, oh, I don't know if I can do these songs. But the second you take a listen and you read or you listen to the words and the story that's being told, it's a heavy, heavy song. And
this one,
the music video is equally as heavy.
This one, I watch it, and like I said, I really do enjoy good film, good acting. I mean, the kid in the video does an incredible job, acting and being distraught. I like how the words come up throughout the video: harmless, ignored, or the other one, bored, because I say so. That certain stuff, problem child stuff that they hear, and just the. Yeah, the kid does a really good job, and I think that the end of the video when he comes in and he does, pull the trigger, and he walks in, he like flips an apple to the teacher, stands there, and then afterwards, like it shows, it's like a screenshot, it kind of pans around, everybody's frozen in time.
Yeah,
and I think that's a really
stationary, exactly.
And I think that's a really important scene and picture, because when stuff happens like that, it's ingrained. If you were there too, like those moments stick with you forever. And that's like, when stuff, tragedies happen or whatnot, like they really are ingrained, and I mean, they kind of wear the blood on their, on their sleeves. And yeah, it's good. I think I saw a comment that the Jeremy, the actor in the music video, he passed away when he was 36 in like a drowning accident, and all of the members went to his funeral and stuff. So
yeah,
that's pretty crazy. Obviously, time moves on and stuff like that happens, but that's a really good video.
Yeah, and this video, it was also significant in the timeline and the decision making of the band. So after this one blew up, they actually didn't do another music video until I think Do the Evolution in 1998, and Eddie Vedder and the band kind of shied away from that because they had said that they didn't want their songs to be remembered as videos. And I think looking back, I think the significance that this one has, I think it only illuminates, as I said, it illuminates the message of the song, and I think it's a good thing that they chose to make this music video, and it's a good thing that it exists, because certainly if you had any questions about what the song was about, I mean, once you watch the music video, you don't have those questions anymore.
Yeah, this one's in the Hall of Fame of music videos, I think, just because it's what it's based on, the trueness about it, the truth. Mm-hmm. That's just good. So, Jeremy by Pearl Jam, obviously classic. I think the last one we have, right? Is this the last one?
This is the last one that I have. Yeah.
This is a good one. I like this choice a lot. Talk about 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins. Probably talked about this last episode a little bit, but
yeah,
this music video to me, Chris, is another, like, this is something that, so in that telecom class that I took, like, we were just basically, it was actually my period right after lunch, and basically you got a camera, and everybody joined telecom because they knew that it was basically a free period. You didn't have to do much. He said that, you had to get,
I loved those classes. Those were great.
and what would happen was Mr. C would give us a camera. You could rent out a camera, and it was your hall pass. You could go around, like, I'm filming for telecom, and you could literally go almost wherever you wanted.
You do whatever you wanted to do.
Whatever, yeah, and you could. We had a lunch before that, so we could take 2 periods, go to lunch, and like it was a hall pass, and we just go film stuff, and that's what this music video is. Like, someone gave a camera to the kids in the video.
That's what it feels like. You're
the
right,
teenagers, and they just they're videoing them. I love that's like a fisheye camera view of them rolling in the tire, which we've all done when we were younger. Like, for some reason we want to get in that tire and roll down a hill, because we're elastic and we won't, it doesn't hurt us, it doesn't hurt our backs.
Do whatever you want, exactly.
But then, like, the wide-eyed view is for some reason very, and with the music obviously is very nostalgic, and I mean, you read the comments, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and the way it was drawn up, and that is a sign of a good video.
Yeah, this might be the most perfect example of the romanticization, if that's a word, the romanticizing of just teenage life and the nostalgia that you feel once those days are gone by. I mean, I mentioned that last week, obviously, when we were speaking about 1979 and the Pumpkins. But I mean, this is just absolutely perfect, and the way the song makes me feel when I listen to it is those feelings are ratcheted up when I watch the music video. It's just, and I wasn't even alive when this shit was going on. Like, I can't be nostalgic for the early and mid 90s because I wasn't born, but god damn it, I am. Like, it's just that good. It's so good. And it's so perfect. It's so perfect.
I think what it does also is it captures the time before internet, and the time before like just being consumed by media that you can hold, and man, it is so good. There's a comment here on the YouTube I wanted to read, and just because it's just a fun practice to hear other people what they have to say about it. It says, the song and video hits way different when you're actually born in 1979. Everything in this video was what I was experiencing when the album came out. Never forget the first time I was in a car free of adults with other kids my age. Our spirits couldn't be broken. Our days could not be ruined. A time of wonder, a time of awkwardness, a time of discovery was upon me, and I couldn't inhale it fast enough. What a rush it was to be a young adult discovering the world. Fast forward nearly 30 years, and I'm watching my kids do the same thing. Sometimes I lay in bed wishing I had a time machine. Thankfully, videos like this and my kids allow me to close my eyes and remember it as it was, where it belongs, inside me forever.
Holy shit.
I know.
Wow.
I just, oh man, he's like, I couldn't inhale it fast enough. Like, and the discovery, it's so, it's, oh shit, man. Nostalgia is such a bitch,
It's such a bitch. It's such a bitch.
I don't know if I like it or hate it.
No, it really, it seriously is. And I think like
so
the mid 90s are such great fodder for the nostalgia muscle in your brain, just because, like you said, there's such a big line of demarcation, because technologically and at least in the United States, a lot changed in the late 90s and early 2000s. I mean, the internet, I think, in our country's history, for people that age, 9/11 was a huge paradigm shift in just the way you thought about the world and the way you thought about life. And it's just, it's such a perfect encapsulation. And I've never heard that comment before. I love looking at the comments. I've never seen that one before. And that one,
Michael commented 3 months ago.
That one hits. Like, that one kind of makes you stop and think, because the one that I had, and I think I've read it before on the show, is, somebody had commented a couple of years ago. They're like, the kids in this video are all in or very near their 40s. Time waits for no one. And I think that's like a weird thing, because you look at this and this video that is just this beacon and this perfect example of what youth is. None of those kids are there anymore either. Like, you're watching it to get in touch with that thing that you can't really access anymore, like you used to be able to do. And the people that you're watching that serve as that portal into the world, they can't access it anymore either. But
as Michael said, if you close your eyes and remember as it was, where it belongs,
it just feels real enough
inside me forever. And that is cool.
Yeah. Well, there's another saying that it always fucks me up when I think about it, and it says, "You can easily return to the past, but no one is there." I think that's a really good kind of way to put the way nostalgia feels, because it's easy to think about the past, but it feels just real enough that you can kind of get fooled into thinking that it is, but it's not, and you can't live there anymore. It's that book is closed, but it's such a great music. And this is why I love art, because it gets people like Michael in that comment that you just read. It gets people to share those experiences and to really think about the way they feel about things. I think a lot of people have thoughts, but I think to be able to verbalize them, it gives power to them, and it gives more understanding to them. And that's why I love art and music, because it challenges us to do that each and every day, as we do on the podcast, as people, music fans do, as friends do, just about life. And this song and this music video are that kind of that intersection of all of those areas, where it's life, it's music, it's art, it's friendship, it's the past, and it's the future, and it's all there.
Yeah. Could not agree more.
That's a really good one. You need to send me a screenshot of that.
Oh yeah, I was thinking
I'm definitely gonna pine over that late at night when I'm missing the old days.
Incredible.
Wow, that's really good.
So I think that pretty much that has all the music videos that we had written down. Are there any, honorable mentions or anything you can think of that you want to bring up that maybe we won't get in too much? Or
there are, but I'm choosing not to. I think that's just the spot where I want to end with 1979 right there. So obviously, everyone else out there, your favorite music video, if we didn't talk about it, it's a great video. It's really good. I think it serves the song well, and I'm glad that you like them.
If you're out there listening and you have a favorite music video that you want to be recognized, leave us a little comment, leave us a little review, say something about 1979 that maybe you relate to, and we enjoy reading about it. Obviously, we like reading the comments on stuff like this. So leave one, and I think we got our point across a good bit in this podcast of how much we appreciate this form of art and media attached to the bands, and I'm thankful that we have it. I think that, like I said, it's just such a great way to capture how the band saw their song. It's really interesting that that Pearl Jam didn't want their songs to be remembered as videos. It's very interesting. Yeah, I understand. I also I understand. Anyway, so if you guys are still listening, thank you very much. If you have the ability, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter. It's $2 at the minimum. You could be a $10 supporter though, and we'll speak your name. But $2 is nothing. Am I right, Chris? I mean, that's not too much to ask.
I spent a lot more than $2 in the last 24 hours. So
everybody has. Everybody's listening.
Everybody's done it. Yeah,
they're listening.
See, that's the thing. The price of everything in the last year has gone up. Do you know what hasn't gone up? The price that it takes to become a Grunge Bible Patreon supporter. Price, that's a flat price. I mean, the bang for your buck, that's a good deal. Everything else is getting more expensive. This never will. This will never be more expensive than it is. We'll never raise our prices.
You don't think?
No, I don't think we will. We'll quit before we raise our prices.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so and another perk, no better time to get in at the ground floor. We still haven't taken off, guys.
We haven't. And another perk of being a Patreon supporter is you can choose what we listen to for the great Taylor Hawkins tribute road trip that's coming up. And
exactly.
By the time this is out, it'll be in 1 week that we'll be on the road. So I think as of right now, we have about 50 songs, and I think 9 Patreon supporters have chosen to help us out over on Spotify. So if you're a patron and you haven't checked that out, go log into your Patreon account, go to our page, and our most recent post has a link to a collaborative playlist where you get to choose what we listen to on the road. Share something that we like, share something that we hate, share something that you want us to hear. It's all good, and we'll be in the car for a while, so we're looking forward to hearing those. And I think it also goes without saying that we're recording this in the aftermath of the Wembley Taylor Hawkins tribute, and we will be discussing that. I believe the plan is to reserve that discussion for one big old discussion at the end after we see our show, and I think we're really looking forward to that. It was a really emotional day, and it was just emotional. I'm just kind of thinking about it. I don't know what to say because I didn't watch all of it. I only watched little bits, and it was the little pieces that I caught of it were unbelievably heavy, and I teared up. I teared up a couple times. I watched for cumulatively maybe 25 minutes, and I cried multiple times. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing in Los Angeles.
It's going to be quite special. It's going to be pretty emotional. There's a lot. There's a lot that could happen. I have no idea. So I can't wait to talk about it after. We're going to do a live. Yeah, so we're going to have one more episode that comes out basically while we're on our trip that will be not pertaining to the trip. And then afterwards we'll have some special stuff kind of surrounding that, which will be fun.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, see, Chris, you've added 8 songs to the playlist.
I have. It's up to 8 now, huh?
Nice. I think that's what it says. Yeah, I added 2. I Fortunate Son was the first song that was on the playlist.
No
and
way.
I also added Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. So we have 2. But yeah, there's 3 hours and 42 minutes for this. we're getting some good stuff by the people. Let's see. I see you put on, the Temptations, some PD.
Yeah, we're kind of we're all over the place here. I got
nice.
I see you put some Steely Dan on there. That's important. I got some Tame Impala, little Peace Frog from the Doors. This is going to be the variety that's going to be on here is important.
Against the Wind is up there running on empty. I love it. Maybe hopefully people were James Legg. Somebody put James Legg on there. They knew
James Legg is on there. So is some Black Gives Way to Blue, Alice in Chains. That's going to be a good one. Bonzo Goes to Bitburg.
Yeah, that was you, right?
That was me.
I love that song, dude.
Oh yeah, that's why I put it there, man. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that trip, and by the time this episode's out, it'll be even closer. And in the spirit of naming songs, let's do some song of the week here.
Yeah, dude. Do you wanna go first?
Yeah.
Do you have something?
I'll go first. I have one. So my song of the week is going to be "Teenage Wasteland" by Wussy. And
I just saw that you were listening to some Wussy, and I was about to ask. I was like, I didn't know you listened to them. I love them, dude.
That's the best part. I don't really listen to them. I don't know how I found this song. I found it about a year ago, and I found it, I think, in October of last year, probably on like a Discover Weekly. And I just absolutely love this song. It's got some nice piano. The vocals are great. And I think because I discovered it in the fall, it feels like a fall song. And I think the fall is the most nostalgic season of the year for me. And I just love listening to songs that remind me of previous falls. And then I get sad and romanticize the way my life used to be, even though my life is really, really good right now. And this song does it for me. It just feels like a nice cold autumn day, and you got your coffee and the leaves are all colorful and you're just kind of hanging out with good people. And that's why I like this song. So we'll put it on the Eternal Song of the Week playlist.
Have you listened to Airborne by then? That's like the first song that I listened by.
I'm sure I've heard it. I can't recall it in my head right now.
They're really solid.
I like them.
Good band. So for my song of the week, actually, I need to make sure that I didn't use this one just yet. I'm pretty sure
we can have repeat offenders if we need to.
That's okay. It's not on there, so that's good.
Oh, we're safe.
A couple months ago, I was talking to my PT, Andrew Darwin. He's a man. He's a good man, and he's into. A great man. We're kind of into the, Hot Mulligans and the Midwest emo, and we kind of like that. And his brother's really into stuff, and we kind of got into the Silver Jews, and they are a band that kind of is off of Pavement with Dave Bergman, and they have a song called "Punks in the Beer Light" that I posted that I kind of was listening to, and there's a really good story behind the band. His voice is very unique. If you've listened to Pavement or if you've listened to any of his stuff, and it's just a really good song. It has a great music video as well, like this really random like guy and girl and being like in the wild west and stuff, and it has such a good like. It just has a great song, and it's it has a good chorus to it, and I love it, and I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of the songs where I just think people should listen to it. So, and his music, it just has. He passed away 5 years ago, I think. Of course, naturally it was suicide of some sort, and it was it was really sad. So this music, of course, I'm like getting into it even more now, and I'm he's passed away from sad stuff. So like listen to you see the breadcrumbs,
takes on a different light,
the breadcrumbs from these albums, and like I know that he didn't like performing like live either, like later in his time and stuff, because it was like super a lot of anxiety and stuff, and he just wanted the music to like live on itself, and so. So Punks in the Beer Light, I love it. It's kind of like a romantic kind of punks in the beer light, getting drunk and just.
I can't wait to listen to that. I really like what
sound
you have
of it.
to say about it. Yeah.
So, all right. That's all I got, Chris.
Yep, that's all I have too. Special thanks to our producer Drew McFadden for all of his hard work on all of these episodes of the Grunge Bible podcast, and a special thanks to you, the listener or the viewer, depending on which way you consume this. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with us, and thanks for being a part of this community. It wouldn't exist without you and your conscious choice to be here. So we appreciate that a lot.
Yes, we do. All right, we will be back same time next week, Monday, to get you going for the week. So please be safe, have a great day, and listen to rock and roll.
Take care, everybody.
It was like literally just for that song, and we just fucking driving right outside, and of course, like I'm not in my room, which right. He'd still be outside of it, yeah. But Shuey, like I have Shuey's snakes on my desk or whatever. So I have snakes in my room. He gets back, so it sounds like right now he's away, but I don't know if he's gonna come back. So we just have to we'll thank the patrons and do the songs of the week, and then we're done. So
yeah, we just grit and bear and go through.